Hi, everybody. So I'm having some issues going live here. Hopefully, you can see this now. You can hear me. It's early. My hair is a mess. I'm a mess, but we're here. So I created this live so that we could talk about my upcoming mediumship course and answer any of your questions that you have about the mediumship development course that I am launching. So while you all are joining, I'm going to just start answering some questions. I'll go ahead and start talking. What I will do too is after this live stream, I will go back and timestamp each question. So if you're looking for a specific question to be answered, you can skip right to that and you don't have to sit through the whole video. So first, I wanted to start off with my story about how I became a medium for those that might be joining that don't know me or haven't followed the channel. So my name is Mel, and I am a medium and an energy healer. So I do all things Reiki, tarot. I love mediumship. I love psychic work, and I love helping people build this ability for themselves because I believe we all have this available to us. We can all master these skills and become mediums and bring this into our lives. So a little bit about me is I was not born as a medium. I did not have any of those skills or abilities as a child. I never saw spirits with my eyes or felt them anywhere near me. I never even had an imaginary friend. And I never thought that it was something possible that I could do because the media and books and what you watch on TV, it always tells you that like these people that are amazing at what they do, they've always been able to do it. And they've had this ability and this skill since childhood, and they saw spirits or they talked to their relatives who had passed away, or they would see spirits at the end of their bed. And that was never part of my story. That was never part of my journey. I never had that experience. And so I never thought that this would be something that I could do. And I remember being so heavily called to mediumship when I was younger, especially in my teens and early 20s. I always felt a pull towards it whenever I would see them on television. John Edwards, he had his own television show. James Van Prague, he would be on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And Teresa Caputo, who later came on TLC, I would see them. And my soul would just call towards this. And I would feel this pull and this sense of, that's me. I'm supposed to be doing that. And then, you kind of say, wait a minute, I wasn't born as this medium, as having this ability, because we were told you had to be born. And it was kind of like this unspoken word that you had to be born as a medium and have these experiences. And so every time my soul would call towards it and I would say, oh my gosh, that's me, I'm supposed to be doing that, I would be like, wait a minute, you weren't born that way. Be quiet. You're not a medium. You can't do that. And so I would shove it down and, just tell myself to be quiet. But I always had that pull and I always had that yearning to want to be a medium. And it never went away. I always had that within me. And then in 2014, my father was killed by somebody, and it really changed the course of my life. And it really changed the course of things that were coming into my life. So for a long time, I was in a really dark and sad place. And it was really hard for me to get out of this place because my father was everything in the world to me. My father was my best friend. My father was everything to me. And we did everything together. All of my friends from childhood, they tell me all the time, remember when we would do this and your dad was there? Remember when your dad took us all here and your dad paid for us all to be here? Like my dad was that dad to everybody. And, when he was killed, it changed everything for me. And I really shut down and I really shut off, and I went into this dark place where I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be bothered. I just wanted to go to work. I wanted to come home and be left alone. Or on the weeks that I have my daughter, because I share custody of her with her dad, I would play with her and be with her, and then I'd go to bed. Like I never wanted to do anything because I was so upset and so sad about my father. And one night, my daughter was with her dad, and my friend asked me if I wanted to go have dinner. Now, I was 36 years old. I'm about to be 39. So This was about 3 years ago, a little more than 3-ish years ago. And normally I would say no because I really just wanted to be left alone. I was in this dark place. I was just so upset. And for whatever reason, I ended up saying, okay. And he wanted to go to this place that his friend worked at. It was a Mexican restaurant. And I love Mexican, but well, I love food. So let's get real. And so we went to this Mexican restaurant and his friend worked there. And on the way inside, I thought, wow, I feel this really strange feeling. I couldn't understand what it was. And, I just brushed it off and I started to walk inside. And as I'm looking on the ground, there's a bunch of little hearts. Now, when my father was killed, I said to him in my mind, Daddy, if you leave me signs, I'm going to know that they're from you. So leave me signs. And right outside the hospital, there was a heart on the ground. And so I knew that that was always going to be my sign from my dad, that he was with me and he was leaving messages and signs and symbols for me. So I'm seeing these hearts on the ground as I'm walking in, but they don't feel like they normally do. Normally I could feel like a sense of peace when I see them. And when I saw them, I felt this weird feeling again, the same one I felt when I pulled into the parking lot. But I thought, you know what? I'm here. My friend is here. I agreed to this. I can't just turn around and let him down. I have to go. So we go into the restaurant. And when we go inside, this feeling kind of goes away. And we enjoy our evening. Now, we're there for about 2 hours. And nothing's happening. The weird feeling is gone. So we get ready to leave after about 2 hours of being there. And as soon as we step back outside, this weird feeling comes over me, but it's worse. And, I had just eaten. I feel like I'm going to throw up. My friends, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know anything about this because I've never had experiences like this. So to wrap this up, I'm walking towards my car. And when I try to open the door handle, my mind cannot conceptualize how to open the door. And my friend goes, are you okay? Like, we had not been drinking. So my friend's like, are you okay? And the words came out of my mouth, we need to go back inside, before I realized what was happening. And he goes, for what? And I'm like, I don't know. So we end up going back inside after about 5 minutes of anxiety just attacking me. And we go back inside, and the whole walk back inside, I'm like, I don't know. What are we doing? What's going on? I'm thinking to myself, I'm crazy. People are going to think I'm crazy. So we go inside, and my eyes hone in on his friend. Now, she had been waiting on us. She's the manager, but she had been waiting on us the whole 2 hours. She had been coming to talk to us. I felt and heard and sensed nothing in those whole 2 hours. But as we try to leave, I'm getting these sensations like I have to go back inside. As soon as we walk inside, I hone eyes on her, and I'm like, I have to go talk to her. And at this point, my friend is like, what is going on? What are we doing? And I said, you know what? Go with it. Please, I need you here, but I don't know what's going on. The moment we walked up to her, I felt a woman right next to me. Now, I didn't see anything. There was nothing there, but I felt her and I knew she was there. And this was my very first experience ever feeling and knowing that somebody was right here. And all of a sudden, this information started coming to me. I knew this was her mom. I knew how her mom passed away. I knew the first initial of her mom's name. Information was, my dog wants up here. She wants to be, this is Lucy. Information was just coming to me randomly, but it was information that was accurate. And for whatever reason, I just started saying it. And I thought, I have to say this. There's something about this that is really profound, and I know this, and I have to say it. So I ended up, saying everything that I was getting and sensing, and it all ended up being accurate. And I was so nervous. And I was like, well, thank you for letting me do this. I'm sorry to come in and barge on you. She was crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry to do this. I didn't know what it was. And as soon as I said that, another woman stood next to me. And this time I knew it was her grandmother. And I'm like, I'm shaking. I'm like so shaking right now, right? And so I ended up giving the messages. Everything was correct. At this point, we end up going outside. We were in like a private area when we talked at first. We go outside, and her mom comes back and starts talking to me about water damage and a new car and a car accident. And all of this information was true. And so then everything stopped. As soon as I said, thank you to her for allowing me to say these things, because I didn't know what the hell was going on. As soon as I thanked her and said, I really feel like your mom and your grandma are at peace, because I felt the peace in my heart. It's the same peace that I feel when I see my dad's hearts on the ground. So I knew that feeling of peace. And I said, they're at peace and I really feel it. It was gone. They were gone and I didn't feel anything at all. And so I'm shaking like really badly. And I really thanked her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, but she was so thankful and so happy to hear these messages. It really changed something inside of me seeing her. And I remember thinking, when my dad was killed, I would have given anything to have that peace. I would have given anything to have a medium say, my dad is okay, or give me these messages from my dad. And that experience really catapulted me into the life that I have now, really catapulted me into these mediumship skills and abilities. So that's my story. That's how I started. I never had a single experience before that moment when I was 36 years old. And that's what got me started on this. I've been studying under several other mediums. I've taken several mediumship development courses. I've practiced on probably 1,000 people by now, and I am a professional medium. I do offer mediumship readings, and it's become the best part of my life. Everything that I never knew I wanted. And so I wanted to bring that to everyone. This is available to everybody. We are all a soul in a body. We are not this body. This body's not me. This body is Melinda. That's my name. That's me. But it's not who we are as a soul. And so our souls can connect to everything and to everyone, and we're all connected. So we all have the ability to do mediumship and do psychic work and bring healing and happiness to other people's lives. And I wanted to be able to do that. I wanted to be able to bring that ability to everyone who wanted to have that as part of their life, because it's completely changed my entire life. It's brought me purpose and meaning and happiness beyond what I thought I could ever have. And so I created this mediumship course to give others the ability to do that. And I wanted to answer questions about that here on this live for you guys. So I have a list of questions that I've been receiving on my Instagram account. So I will answer all of those questions here. And then again, I'll timestamp them so that you can find the questions and skip right to where you need to be. The first question I have from Instagram is, do you know how many classes this would be for? So right now it's at 55 or 56 lessons or classes. And I keep adding more because there's more things that I think about or more things that I want to add, or I'll get a video recorded and I'm like, oh, I want to add more. So I'll re-record another video. Like, I have put my heart and soul into this mediumship course. I have put all of my thought and planning into it. I have been putting this course together since November of last year. And so we're in February now. I have been working so hard at making sure that I'm getting everything out into this course that's going to help you build these skills, build these abilities, and be able to confidently work or practice as a medium in the real world. So how many classes? As of right now, there's 55 or 56. I think there's going to be about 60 when the course officially launches on February 15th. Right now, I have my course in a pre-sale special price at $333. And that's going to last until February 14th at midnight, because on February 15th is when the course will launch and all of you can dive into the materials and start taking the course. But when it launches on February 15th, it will go to its regular price of $459. So right now is a great time to jump in on that pre-sale offer to get the course for $333. And after that, it's going to go to its regular price of $459. So right now, about 55, 56 classes, courses, lessons. I'm thinking it's going to be about 60 when I'm all the way done. What are the dates, and will it be virtual or in person or both? So there are no dates. So you purchase this course from me and you have access to the entire course right then and there. How you work through the lessons is up to you. I did not make it so that you have to complete one before you get to another. You can jump to whatever section you want to jump to. This is your course. I built this course for you, so you're going to get out of it what you put into it. So I suggest going in order, but of course, if you want to skip to different sections or there's something you're more interested in to learn first, you can skip to whichever part that you want to go to. So there's no dates. Once you purchase the course, you have lifetime access and you can take or learn the lessons as you go. You can watch them or pause them, come back to them. You can rewatch them as many times as you want to. So there's no specific set dates. This is just going to be a course. Once you buy it, you're going to have lifetime access. And then you can kind of take the course and go through the lessons as you have time to do so, or as you want to go through the lessons. Will it be virtual, in person, or both? Everything is going to be virtual. There is no in-person anything. There is just courses within. I have it on Thinkific. It's a teaching platform. So you just go through each lesson virtually on your own whenever you have time. Will there be group work? So yes and no. So the course is self-paced. So you're doing the coursework all by yourself, but I do have a Facebook group that you can join once you sign up for the course. You can join my Facebook group where you can post to do group work, or you can do a practice session with somebody, or maybe even have a mediumship circle of 2 or 3 of you practicing together. So the course itself is self-paced. It's based on your own schedule, your own time, your own needs, but you can go into the Facebook group to get practice and work with others. Just making a post saying that you want to practice or get a circle together, or maybe work on a lesson together. You can do that within my Facebook group, but you don't have to. Do we work through the course with you? No. So this is a virtual course. It's self-paced. So you go through the lessons as you have time. However, I am available through that Mediumship Facebook group that you're going to join once you sign up for the course. I can answer questions. I'm always in that group, available to answer questions or help you. Or if there's a lesson that there's something that you don't understand, I can be in that group and talk you through it. We can go live on that group, my Facebook group. But the course itself is self-paced, and you can take the lessons as you have time to do so. But I'm available through email too, soulcareintuitive@gmail.com. I can help you answer questions about the course or the lessons as you're going through them. Do you offer practice? So one of the things I put into my mediumship course is ways that you can practice. And you're going to be practicing on family members of mine, friends of mine. And I have built that into the course so that you already, once you purchase the course, you already have access to practice and hone in your mediumship skills. So I do offer practice that way. But again, the Facebook group, you guys can chat in there with each other and practice with each other and exchange mediumship readings with each other. So practice, you can do it through the course in the lessons that I have built in there where you can practice, and you can practice through the Facebook group with other mediums that are learning and going through my course as well. The next question is, I work all day. Every teacher I ever find wants to teach right in the middle of the day, and I can never attend a course. How does your course work? Okay, so that's one of the reasons I built my course the way that I did, is because I'm the same way. I have a regular job, regular 9 to 5, Monday through Friday job. And I was in that same position where I wanted to take courses, but it's very, very rare that I can, because all of these teachers do courses in the middle of the day, or they're on Monday through Friday and they don't teach on the weekends, which I understand. The weekends are their time to be with their family. But I never was able to find a course to take because of this, because I'm not available during the weekdays because I'm at work too. So the courses that I wanted to take and couldn't take, it would crush my heart because they weren't available. So I made my course, and I built my course around being able to take it at your own time and at your own pace, and being able to do the work when you have the time. Maybe that's when your children go to bed at night and you do a lesson or two, or maybe that's a few hours on the weekend when your children are at soccer or some kind of a practice. And that's why I built the course the way I did, so that it's available to you whenever you have time, whenever you're able to log in and do those lessons. Now, I am available to answer questions via email and Facebook during the week on my lunch break. And so if you ever need help or anything, I'm always available during the week to answer questions, okay? I don't have a lot of time. That was one of the statements on my Instagram. I don't have a lot of time. That's perfect too, because this course, as I've said, is self-paced. So if you only have time to watch 1 or 2 lessons a day, that's totally fine, because once you purchase my mediumship development course, you have lifetime access. And so as you go through the lessons, you can go through them as you have the time. So that's the main focus of my course, is time management, and being able to do the lessons as you have time and when you're available to do it. So don't let that stress you out. You have plenty of time. You'll have lifetime access. You can work through the lessons as you have that time. The last question I have here is, I can't sign up right now. Will you offer this course again? Yes, this course is going to be evergreen, which means that it's always going to be there. It's always going to be available to purchase. The only thing is that right now, during the pre-order or the pre-launch, I put a special price to it of $333. But once it goes officially live on February 15th, 2022, it's going to be live forever. It's just going to be at its normal price of $459. Now, there will be times where I might offer a sale. I don't know how often that will be, but right now, during my pre-launch, is the best time to jump in on this mediumship course, because it's only $333. But once it goes live officially on February 15th, it will be $459. So if you can't sign up right now, that's totally fine. The course is evergreen, and you can sign up for this course whenever you have the time or you're available to work on it. I do suggest that you purchase it now while it's in the $333 special price, and then kind of work on it as you have the time. But either way, it's going to be evergreen. You can purchase my course at any time, wherever you are in your journey, or whatever time you have, you'll be able to work on that course in your own time. So I'm looking in the chat. I don't see any questions. Hopefully I've answered all the questions that you guys have about my mediumship course. I'm super excited to offer this to you, to get your feedback and see how you like it. And since there's no questions in the chat, I'll go ahead and end this live stream, but you can put comments in afterwards. Put the comments down below, and I can answer any questions you have about my mediumship course. Oh, Marabella, I am curious if your course offers help with marketing ourselves. Yes, that's so funny. Yes, it does. I talk about my journey and how I marketed myself. So yes, I do have a small little piece in there about how to market and what you can do to market your business as a medium, as a psychic, or just anyone in a spiritual journey or spiritual business in general. So yes, I do have that in my course. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. I'm not seeing any other chats, Marabella. If you have another question, I can wait a few more seconds. But yes, I do have marketing in that course. My dog is here laying on my lap, and my leg is going to fall asleep because I can't move now. Okay, so I'm not seeing any other questions. Thank you, Marabella, for your question. And again, if you guys catch this video later and you have any questions about my course, leave them down in the chat and I will answer all of those for you guys. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. I love all of my lovely friends. I love all of you, and thank you so much.